Welcome to the very first episode, and in today's video, I had a bunch of you guys submit your cleanest gaming setups. We're going to be giving them a rating along with tips to improve their setup. Starting us off really strong here, we have Zanye's setup, and not only is his setup extremely clean, but also his room looks super clean. I mean, as you guys can see, there's literally barely any cables in sight, and his peripherals and the whole desk just looks absolutely insane. And across the bedroom, it looks like the same, but although the setup is extremely clean, there would definitely be some things he can improve. The most obvious one would just be to move the wall panels over here, because this gap looks extremely weird, and then just buy another like 4 or 10 pack of whatever these wall panels are. I have these exact same ones, so I think it's about $40, and I think it'd be a good investment just so it's not like this awkward gap between the wall panels, because it does look a little bit weird. And then also, I would move this monitor over here a little bit more down, because I feel like looking all the way up all the time, your neck would probably just get annoyed. And also, I know it's just for decoration, maybe it's just for the picture, but I would also remove this vine here, because I feel like it gets in the way of the screen. As you guys can see, it might just like bother you a little bit, but as you guys can see, this setup is extremely clean. Looks like he went for more of like a blue vibe with like the IKEA plants. I don't know, it just looks so clean because there's like no cables. He definitely took a lot of care. The only thing I would also probably change too is the way this monitor is so tilted over here. I feel like, I don't know, it would just be a little bit better if you move the PC over here to the edge, because it looks like you have room, and then you could extend the monitor out a little bit more. I feel like it's just to help you look at the monitors a little bit easier, because I feel like the monitor placement could be improved along with the wall panels. But other than that, this setup is extremely clean. His whole room looks like such a vibe, but this is honestly like definitely a lot cleaner than my current setup. Currently, with how the setup is looking, I feel like it'd be unfair for me to give him any score lower than a 9, but if he honestly made those changes I said, I could easily see this being a 10 out of 10. I mean, there's like almost nothing to improve. It's such a clean and nice looking setup. Everything is so organized. As soon as I saw this setup, it literally caught my eye immediately. I'm sure you guys can tell, just the blue and the pink are so vibrant. He also kept the setup really clean, and it looks like, I don't know what this is, but he's using that almost as like a mouse bungee. The only thing I'd really recommend for this guy is maybe add like some Govee or nano leaves over here, or just some kind of neon sign on the wall. It just make a little bit more personalization in the setup, and I'd probably clean up a little bit on the plants here. I don't know how much you can clean up these cables here, because I don't know where this one is connected to. I'm sure there's a reason he didn't just make it go behind the desk, but other than that, I'd honestly rate this setup like a solid, I'd say 8.5. There are like very minimal improvements, but dude, this guy definitely killed his setup. It looks so clean. This is the first mini PC build of the video. It looks like it's in the Lian Li PC case, just in the mini version of it. And I love how he actually took the extra effort to mount his graphics card vertically instead of horizontally. Just kind of adds the extra touch. You can tell this guy definitely pays a lot of attention to his setup. The only thing I definitely recommend though is I don't see why you wouldn't get nano leaves or some kind of Govee things or any kind of neon kind of RGB things on the wall, just to kind of further personalize your setup. And I'd also probably get rid of this mouse pad, because I feel like there's a lot better options, to be honest. I wish he sent this picture in the light so I could actually see the cable management. I'm assuming the cable management isn't insane, but by the looks of it, from on the surface at least, the setup doesn't look like it has too many cables or anything like that. But yeah, I just further personalize your setup, clean a few things here and there. I don't really know what this mouse is, but judging by the setup how it looks right now, he looks probably like a content creator because he has a vertical monitor. I think I'd rate this like a solid 8 out of 10. A lot of these setups in this video are really nice. I think this is the very first setup with an orange color scheme that I've really liked. It just looks so minimal, and I don't know, it just looks like everything matches so good. There's not much on the desk at all. I just definitely clean up the cable management. You can just move these cables over here behind the monitor and stuff like that, but I feel like this guy mainly aimed for a more minimal look, as you guys can see. So I think it really does look overall really nice. I just feel like you could probably get a better mouse pad than this, maybe like just a simple white and black mouse pad like the one that Gutsy Aiden has. I feel like that would look really nice in this setup. Judging on the setup though, this guy probably uses it for light gaming, not too much like of a competitive gamer, I'm assuming. He also didn't show the PC. I wish I could take a look at it and actually know the specs of the PC, but overall, this looks like a super clean setup. It's not really my vibe, but it's really cozy, so I'd have to rate it like around, I say, 7 to 7.5. It's a really nice setup. Here's another single monitor setup, and this one's actually extremely clean. As you guys can tell, his PC is pretty stacked. It has a 3060 and 16 gigabytes of RAM and a bunch of other specs, but it looks like a pretty decent setup. And judging by the mic he has, I'm assuming he's a content creator. But about the setup, I definitely, if possible, would recommend upgrading the desk because it just doesn't really pop out enough. If he had some kind of white IKEA tabletop, I feel like it'd make it look so much better. And also just add some more like RGB into the setup. It looks like you're going for the blue color scheme, judging from the mouse pad and the PC itself. But I feel like if you just, instead of even adding something on the wall, a simple RGB strip in the back of the setup in the color blue, of course, I feel like it'd make it pop out so much more. And if you could mount your monitor just to make it have that little bit of a cleaner look, it just like make it the setup so much better. To be honest, I feel like instead of adding all these little characters here, adding some kind of plant or like some table lamp with that would look a lot nicer and just fit the vibe of the setup. But overall, with those improvements, this guy could definitely have a pretty solid looking setup. Currently though, I think I'd have to rate this setup around a 6.5 to 7, but it definitely could be a lot higher with a little bit of improvement and work. This is the first laptop gaming setup in this video, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been seeing a lot more people using laptop. It seems like the laptop specs have gotten a lot better, or the price or something, because I've been seeing it in a lot of my posts that a lot of people have laptop gaming setups. Anyways, for the setup though, it looks like he's a little bit of like a Dragon Ball Z Naruto fan. The only thing, and probably most obvious thing I would definitely already say right off the bat, is just clean up the cables. It looks like it's kind of a mess here. His peripherals are actually really good, but if you could have the budget, I'm assuming he doesn't have an external monitor just because he doesn't have the budget for it, but if you ever do, I'd save up for a primary monitor that you could mount right in the center here, and then move your laptop to the left just to give you a secondary monitor and just make it look so much cleaner. And of course, like I've recommended for everyone, just further personalize your setup. Probably clean this up a little bit over here, and just overall, the main thing is just to clean up this guy's setup. And maybe if you could get like a mic mount for this microphone, it just make it look a lot nicer. And probably it costs, I think, around 150 to 200 to do those changes, but honestly, it'd make the setup look so much better. Currently though, for a laptop setup, I'd say I have to rate it around a 6 to 7, around there. We've got another Naruto fan over here, and it looks like he's definitely more of a content creator, but for some reason, why would he take a picture with his mic literally dangling by the cord? I don't know why this guy wouldn't just tie the microphone over there. I feel like it'd be so easy. Anyways, right off the bat, if I were you, I don't think these yellow wall panels behind the setup really are it. To be honest, it kind of just makes it look more like cheap. I don't know. What about the color yellow with the foam? It just doesn't look good at all. If you went for more of like a white to black, I feel like it'd make it look a lot nicer and just cleaner overall. Maybe clean up a little bit of your cables over here, but overall, I wish I could see the cables below. It looks a little bit messy. I just kind of clean up the setup a little bit, and if it were me, I definitely would put my monitors on monitor mounts. Maybe you could even put this one as your main one, and then this one over here on the left as a vertical monitor. That kind of monitor layout looks really, really nice, especially for content creators. With the current state of the setup, I think I'd give it a solid 6.5. I'm planning on making videos like this every single week, so if you did enjoy this video and you watched all the way to the end, make sure you drop a quick sub with Notis so you don't miss the next video. And if you yourself want to participate in one of these videos, make sure you head to the description and click the first link. It's going to be my Twitter, and make sure you just follow me with Notis on. Even if you have a bad setup, I'm going to be reacting to potato setups, really expensive setups, budget setups, and all those kind of things, so just make sure you go and follow my Twitter. Anyways, YouTube thinks you'd enjoy this video right over here, so I hope to see you there. Anyways, peace.